Good day, dear colleagues and friends. I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on today. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and the elders from other communities who may be here today. While I can't be with you in person, I'm very honoured by the invite from Monash Business School and QUT Business School. Thank you, Shana and Amanda, to share a few words with you. Monash and QUT, along with Griffith University and La Trobe University, have been long-standing partners of ours, have been very active in providing thought and action leadership around these topics. So what is global responsibility, and the GRLI for that matter? Global responsibility, in broad and simple terms, is awareness and action towards responsibility at three levels. Responsibility for me, we, and all of us. Globally responsible leadership, as it was originally defined in our 2005 founding call for engagement, also recognizes that this concept and need is based on a fundamental recognition of the interconnectedness of the world in which we live. Shortly after the launch of that paper, we also defined three laws of global responsibility. And I think the law of the environment, of our interconnectedness, and the need for engagement spells out a framework that would help you get a better sense of how we understand and define this concept. The initiative is the first organized relationship between the United Nations and business schools, dating back to a United Nations Global Compact and EFMD MOU that was signed in 2003. In 2004, the Global Compact and EFMD issued a joint initiative to 21 business schools and companies around the world to embark on a collaborative inquiry into what it means to be globally responsible and how to develop globally responsible leaders. The GRLI can simultaneously be thought of as a movement and a community of practice. At our AGM gatherings, we aim to connect and reconnect partners, associates and friends of the GRLI with the vision and mission of our work. At these gatherings, we also inform, update and engage each other in various activities and opportunities to catalyze global responsibility. During this year's event, participants were invited to consider ideas of belonging. What does it mean to belong to a place? What does it mean to be excluded? In what sense can a place belong to a particular group of people? What does that tell us about public and private good? And in the context of a global crisis of displacement and borders, who owns the earth and what it contains? This topic was explored through a number of learning journeys. On the Monday and on the Tuesday, an innovative workshop centered on rhythmic, vocal and bodily awareness, which led the group on a journey into the present through dance, movement, singing. It allowed the group to feel more harmoniously connected to themselves, others and their environment, but it also serves a deeper purpose in that all the various initiatives needs to be connected in some way or another. Using the principles and law of open space technology, the participants at the AGM self-organized to meet during various slots in the day where they could work on all the projects and initiatives that were proposed. Some of the highlights, and I can only mention a few, that were progressed during this AGM included the PRME Champions Initiative. The role of the PRME Champions is to undertake advanced tasks and game-changing projects that respond to all the challenges faced by the PRME community. And it works around key issues identified by the United Nations and the Global Compact, including the implementation of the SDGs. Another interesting initiative is Take One Step, and I'm sure that Shana Chong will be very happy to tell you more about that. Take One Step uses gamification as a way to connect with a younger audience and encourages learning through short videos, articles, quizzes, and the chance to earn badges the more they interact with the Take One Step website. Another initiative is Commit, which we are running jointly with Oikos, the Student Movement for Sustainability. And in this work, we're designing approaches that model a participative, reflective and energizing model of management education. If you imagine for a moment students facilitating a faculty development workshop, you will have a clearer picture of what Commit is about. Then the 50+20 vision and how to scale it. Many of you will be familiar with the 50+20 agenda, management education for the world. The time is ripe to launch into the transformation of the business school community by integrating the thinking and concrete examples of 50+20 initiatives around the world. Our next action here is to set up a calendar of 10 to 15 collaboratories around the world that involves local academic institutions, students, faculty, NGOs, companies and citizens. We'll be running a one-year roadshow and gain from cumulative learning as these events are held. By the end of the year, we'll gather feedback from all the stakeholders involved and have much more clarity on how this form of education could have a central place. Aim to Flourish offers the only higher education curriculum, platform and recognition program for next generation of leaders to use business as a force for good. I encourage you to visit aimtoflourish.com. Business students around the world are using appreciative inquiry and the United Nations Global Goals for Sustainable Development as a lens for searching out and reporting on world-changing innovations where business is acting as a force for good. We also spent some time working on the Sustainability Literacy Test. This is the world's first online test of sustainability literacy, and I encourage you to visit sulitest.org, which was launched at the United Nations Environmental Assembly in Nairobi in May this year. It's a tangible implementation of the Higher Education Sustainability Initiative and is incubated by the GRLI partners and others and championed by Kedge Business School, one of our partners in France. It aims to create and nurture an awareness of both global and local sustainability challenges. So what is next for the GRLI and the work that we're doing? Whilst a critical part of our focus is on innovative, impactful and sustainable activity in the world, a key element of our AGM was to focus on the future and the next steps of the GRLI towards 2024, which by the way is when we aim to close down. The GRLI is to issue a new call in order to move the needle on global responsibility. Our recent open letter initiative, which was handed to the COP21 meeting in Paris last year, helped prepare the ground for the GRLI to convene a network of networks. We'll be announcing shortly the formation of an alliance for global responsibility in education, and considering the meeting that's taking place here today, it may even be called the Global Alliance for Quality Education in recognition of SDG 4. I would also like to use this opportunity to invite you to register and participate in our next AGM, which forms part of Discovering Flourishing Enterprise. This is the 4th Global Forum hosted by Case Western Reserve University's Weatherhead School of Management. It's taking place in Cleveland next year, and the GRLI community will meet from the 13th of June until the 17th of June. Thank you once again for the opportunity to share with you today a little more about the GRLI and the work that we do. I wish you every success with the discussions that are taking place today. I'm anxiously looking forward to hearing the outputs, and I wish you the very best.